Hello, it is that time again, sports fans. It is Monday afternoon. It is time for the Proview Rundown. I'm your host, Josh Beartrap Brown, co-host. As always, in the cave, Jason Southwest Pole.
What it do, people?
And the man keeping this thing going, Alden. Ball so hard, Iowani.
What's up, guys? I'm outside the house that Kobe built. It's actually, when this airs on TV, it'll be a full calendar year since Kobe passed away and his daughter Gianna in the terrible helicopter crash that happened a year ago. So I thought I'd give a little shout out to my man Kobe by chilling outside the stadium he built.
Got to do it.
Good shout out. One of the best, one of the grinders. I mean, Kobe Bryant, every time you mention him, you never any talks about, was he soft or this or other, like some other guys playing in LA now, but Kobe was one of the best, a fierce competitor through and through. That's what he is known for.
And just that Mamba mentality. Just keep it going. Remember all the stuff that Kobe went through, and I mean what his family's still going through a year later. Kobe will never be forgotten, and his legacy lives on forever.
No sir.
But we had an action-packed sports weekend, guys.
Ooh.
Conference championship time, AFC, NFC. I think we have a picture of that bracket. Let's throw that bracket up and see what happened over the weekend.
The wait is over. The wait's over, people.
It is over. Here it is.
Here's the matchup.
I
We're
was
all wrong. We're all wrong, I think.
Jason had the Chiefs, didn't you?
Yeah. I said I wanted the Bills, of course, to go.
Yeah, you wanted the Bills, but originally, but yeah, we were all wrong. The Bills came up short horribly.
Man, after that quick start, it kind of looked like once you saw that football go off the upright and on the extra point, you're like, okay, it's the Chiefs game.
That was the one thing. You're right.
And when they got up to that 9-0 or 9-3 lead, they were able to get it to 15, but the Chiefs were just the Chiefs yesterday, and they kind of got woken up by that quick start by the Bills, and they're like, oh yeah, we're still the Kansas City Chiefs, and they put up an abundance of points.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tyreek Hill, what he set a season or a Chiefs record for receiving yards, 172, and then Travis Kelce, he set a receptions record at 13 for that, and he had like $112. So, yeah. I mean, Chiefs record set right there. When you have those type of tools, those type of weapons, and your main weapon is Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
and also too for the Bills, I don't think this is any disappointment for them. I mean, there's no moral victories, right? But hey, we can pat ourselves on the back knowing that we took this lonely franchise for the past 20, 25, 26, 30 years and took it the closest it's been to a Super Bowl since they made that Super Bowl run. Since 93,
that was their first conference final since 93. That year, last year they lost to the Cowboys again. So
kudos to the Bills. I think we'll be seeing a lot of them I think this might be a rivalry for the next 3 or 4 years.
It might be there. I mean, you have the cogs in place in Buffalo. What they have to go figure one or two more things out, maybe figure out their offense or defensive line a little better. Their offensive line was stout. Till that third quarter. I mean, that third quarter is where Kansas City's defense just took over that game. They were confusing Josh Allen with their rush packages. Spagnuolo, I mean, he was he was the head coach of the Rams at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not a good head coach, but a coordinator. He just shut Josh Allen down.
Yeah, and also too, I think the Bills need to look over their offensive playbook. Even though they did put up a lot of points. A lot of their offense is honestly a lot of schoolyard, like just try to make some. Yeah. He never really throws it to his first read right off the bat. Boom. He likes to hold on to the ball a little bit and kind of run around and kind of do some schoolyard stuff. I think if they get some more consistency and just the plays themselves, yes, you can go schoolyard. Yes, you can be creative. but this is what we want. I think that'll help the Buffalo offense out a lot. That defense is stout, but I mean, against Kansas City, I mean, it's really hard. But Jay, what are your thoughts on the AFC Championship?
I'm wondering, do you think experience has anything to do with it?
Definitely. I'd say 100%.
Like, because skill set, I mean, they both have skills. They both have talent, but, I mean, the experience, the fight, I mean, Mahomes, after a concussion, some people thought he's going to be shook, but
I mean,
really.
Andy Reid might be the Tom Brady of championship games because he's been to like 10 plus or something like that,
and
or somewhere up there.
Yeah, he went 4 straight with the Eagles.
With the backup quarterback, making the call to just go with it and trust him.
You know what's funny about that one? They went for it on that 4th down. They Tony Romo and Nance went over all of their 4th down plays in the playoffs. They were that exact same play.
Yeah.
They messed around with a little bit with Tyreek Hill coming around the back, but it was always that little fade out or the whoop, little slip out to the running back on that little 2-yard dump.
Yeah,
and it worked. But yeah, I mean, it is experience there, but. I mean, you saw it there at the end, but after the onside kick, they were coming back. 4 minutes left. They could have, they scored. Probably should have just gone for the one to get to 16. But then the onside kick, they get the first onside kick since 2014.
Yeah.
And then, after a bad sack, it was that. Did you guys see the play? It was the play that had so many personal fouls, but it didn't happen because they all offset.
Yeah.
But had they not done that, it was a 3rd down and 20, but you just added 15 extra and took the momentum away. The Bills still had a chance there if they just slow down.
What about that controversial field goal that a lot of people thought that they should have went for it instead of kicking the field goal?
Yeah, you kind of do it there, and it jumped over. Kind of saw the same thing play out.
Yeah.
With that jump, use that one. The Bills kind of lost it. Could they have? Yeah, went for the field goal, but at that point it was kind of lost. That one was more than one score.
Yeah. Use
that to segue over to that hard-fought NFC.
Yeah.
It was Rodgers versus Tampa Bay. We saw the good Rodgers in the first, the bad Rodgers in that first half.
Yeah.
Throwing up interceptions, not playing great. Tom Brady playing lights out. And the second half kind of switched.
Yeah. Yeah. The momentum switched. For
Tom
sure.
Brady throwing up ducks, 3 interceptions in a
double
coverage. Row. And then that's I don't know if you guys want to. I'd want to jump straight to that. How do you not? If you were LaFleur, how do you not go for it?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. That Devontae Adams red
drop.
drop in the end zone ended up pretty much costing them the game.
He drops that one, and then they go to him the other 2 downs.
Yeah.
They don't get a touchdown.
And then another big drop in the end zone by number 13. I forget his name.
St. Francis.
Yeah, he also had a big drop in the end
zone. That was
a
2-point conversion he dropped. So
the Packers, they had, but what Jay was alluding to in the last one, the Buccaneers, they may have not won a Super Bowl, but there's a lot of guys on this team with championship pedigree. JPP, 2-time Super Bowl champion. There's guys who have won on this team throughout their roster, and I think what came down to it was that the Buccaneers were more balanced on the 3 phases of the game, and the Packers, even though their D stepped up in the second half, made some stops, made some turnovers. I think it still wasn't enough, and you know what? Kudos to Tom Brady. Just literally. There were people asking questions after he threw that game-winning interception to Tennessee, his last throw as a New England Patriot, and he just says, "Hey, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you want to Super Bowl?"
Yeah.
And then he just,
"Do you want to Super Bowl?"
And then he just went and and you know what? Kudos to him. And you know what? They're just on offense. They have so many weapons. They're not the biggest names in the world, but they get the job done. There's a lot more talent on that roster with Mike Evans than. That's the most talented receiver he's had in a while.
Yeah, Brown didn't play, but he did 3 games. But you have Gronk, Evans, Godwin, Jones. You add Fournette. That offensive line is nasty.
Yeah. And I saw this meme last night that was hilarious. It was Big Ben Roethlisberger crying because Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown to the Super Bowl. I thought that one was pretty funny. But, let's talk about this matchup a little bit, guys. Who do you guys have, Kansas City or Tampa Bay? We'll start with Jay over there in the booth. What do you got, Jay?
Well, the original was for Brady to get there, but to have it ripped out of his hands. So I'm going to go with it. I'm going to keep going. I think Mahomes, younger, stronger. His team is ready, is clicking. I'm going with the Chiefs. Going with the Chiefs.
And then you don't have to go too in depth because we still have my top 5 hype or not hype. So this is kind of just a little
prelude.
Yeah.
Prelude to the meal here. I don't know. I want to see the Chiefs lose badly. I'm a Supercharger fan. AFC West, give it to Tom. I mean, I wanted the Bills to get through, take down the Chiefs early, but yeah, go Tom Brady, go Bucs. I'm the biggest Bucs fan this weekend.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Josh. Just being AFC West counterparts, we can't have these guys stacking up, starting the dynasty, and they're a favorite already probably to go again next year already.
I mean, who are they losing next year? Yeah, so they have to lose this one, and then next year.
That's what you got to do. You got to become a mini dynasty, and then other teams pick apart your team in free agency. They offer them some moolah, and then hopefully, this thing will start to break down just for our sake, being AFC West counterparts. But I'll give Tom another one.
Right.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Jumping back, let's pull back a little bit before we go this. Does this start a new dynasty if Tom wins it over there? I mean,
right?
He says he wants to play 3-4 more years. Could he win?
Could this be
at 4 more years? If he wins 2 out of these 4, or 3 out of these 4,
I bet you Edelman misses him. I know he misses him.
Edelman misses him. Gronk came back. Edelman's probably going, hey.
I mean, Edelman. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelman ends up in Florida next year.
They're all hitting him up. The Bucs is going to be a destination. But another conspiracy theory. Tom Brady. Okay, Aaron Rodgers had the Packers over there. The whole time and only won 1. Tom Brady was sitting on that other side dominating.
Yeah.
The first time Aaron Rodgers plays Tom Brady in the playoffs there, gets dominated. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers...
We talked about it last week.
Is Aaron Rodgers the dynasty quarterback that we think he is? Or, he's gotten to the NFC Championship, 4 times now?
Yeah.
5, so he's 1-4.
Yeah.
He only got there back, when... what is it with Aaron Rodgers and he can't get it done? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it the coaching? What's going on with the Packers?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to say because, another great first ballot Hall of Famer also did about the same amount of work, Brett Favre.
And he
only made 1 more Super Bowl than Aaron Rodgers has.
They lost
so
it,
far,
yeah.
And he lost. So we'll see how the Packers rebuild in the offseason. They need to add some pieces on defense, obviously. And you know what? I think offensively they're pretty good, but too many turnovers.
Rodgers is mad though. His press conferences afterward. I don't know what the future is. There's a lot of pieces here that are uncertain. I'm one of them. So
you mentioned he didn't last week. You mentioned he didn't. He's never really had any competition. He's never had anybody to go against. And now Brady's
there and he loses the first year. Brady's an old man and he wants to hang around 4 more years. Is Aaron Rodgers going, man, this was the end of my prime, the beginning of my twilight?
Get that
and
check.
Tom Brady's still sitting here. These are the years I thought it was good. So he has Patrick Mahomes now on that AFC side that most people are saying he'll see in the Super Bowl if that's a chance. But now he has Tom Brady to fight with for a couple more years.
Doesn't have to worry about Drew Brees anymore.
Yeah, Drew Brees said to retire. But what if Brees comes back 1 more year? Is that Aaron Rodgers is going, God, will these guys leave so I have an easy shot?
It ain't about the money anymore.
Yeah, for him it's not.
He was complaining.
Do we get into that? If you guys want to a little bit, Aaron Rodgers has always been that guy. Pay me my money. He wants to be that number 1 guy.
Yeah.
1 Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has 10 Super Bowl appearances, and he's never been that. Pay me my money in cash. He's never been that guy. So.
Never.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has taken those pay cuts. Is that what we see? You cannot be a superstar. I'm the franchise. Pay me my money guy anymore to win these multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's definitely different approaches going in. What pops in my mind is like a Tim Duncan style player. And there is even Kobe. When he got paid, when he got his super deal, they were bad for 4 years. So, I mean, there's definitely different ways to go at it, but let's go Bucs. And let's, you know what, let's go into hype or no hype because winning the Super Bowl is very hype.
Also Hard University.
So for this top 5, we're going to go with Super Bowl headlines going into the game. How about this? Bill Belichick. He's not even in the game. But you know what? He's sitting there wishing he would have kept terrific Tom one more season. Just one more season. Because, you know, a lot of people thought that he was the reason why the Patriots weren't able to make it in one of these games,
you think he's
or
proud?
one of these Super Bowl games. So, you know, Bill Belichick, the Cam Newton experiment has seemed to
Fizzled out.
Yeah, exactly. And the Patriots, I mean,
Gosh.
who are they going to sign at quarterback this offseason?
Deshaun.
A lot of there's a lot of free agent quarterbacks that are going to be available this offseason. So we'll see what happens with this Brady Belichick. You know what? They broke up. The New England dynasty is over. The Buffalo Bills made it farther than the Patriots. You know, so hopefully with this love-hate relationship that they probably have, Brady, I mean,
You think
you still need the quarterback. You could have the greatest coach in the world, but I think you still need that quarterback to get you over the hump.
You think Belichick has you think he holds this thing like, I kind of created this monster, I kind of created this goat? You think he still holds that over him?
Definitely. Just because of the way that that Tom Brady came onto the scene with the whole Bledsoe saga, how he got hurt and then they threw Brady in there and they won the Super Bowl and started their dynasty.
That's my boy.
That's my guy.
Yes, but what do you think about the Brady-Belichick breakup? Now looking in the aftermath with Brady being in the Super Bowl again.
Bill's sitting there with his popcorn and his tissues going, "Why, Tom? We could have talked this over. Come on, Tom."
It's my best pal.
I mean, this one proved it. Tom Brady is a chameleon. He's able to get with, I guess, in this case, Bill Belichick, lived with it. Hey, yeah, I'll do what you want me to do. Yeah, that's the Patriot way. All right, I'm out of here. Go to Bruce Arenas. I mean, there was friction. Bruce Arenas, everyone says that. No, me and Bruce are great. Goes for a Super Bowl. I mean, he could do it the Patriot way or Tom Brady's way. Tom Brady is the reason. I mean, after this season, I guess you have to say it. Tom Brady was the reason Bill Belichick was able to build that.
See, and I also buy that too because their offensive coordinator McDaniels, that over in New England, he had a big part of Brady's career, and you know what? Everybody, not everybody remembers. Your younger kids don't remember, but I mean, Bill Belichick, his thing was making that defense good enough to, especially in the back half of Brady's time with the Patriots. His job was to make sure the defense bended but didn't break. That was his role, and I mean, it was really a lot of the offense, but we can't deny that he's not the greatest coach of all time.
I mean, he is. I mean, if you have the greatest quarterback, you are going to be considered the greatest coach. I mean, who's the best? Everyone thinks Marty. He's the trophy. Marty, had 2?
Yeah.
2 of his own trophies?
Yeah.
He had 2 of his own.
Bill's got a bunch of them.
But Brady, point number 5, Brady, Belichick, Brady wins.
Brady wins.
Brady wins.
All right, and here's, you know what? I love the positional matchups in this game more than anything, and I think it's for both of these positions we're going to talk about. Rob Gronkowski versus Kelce. Man, what 2 revolutionary tight end players. I mean, he's a souped-up Rob Gronkowski. Look at him.
Or is he Rob Gronkowski from Rob's, rookie, sophomore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And third year.
How long has Kelce been in the league?
Kelce's been in, I think, 5 now, right?
At least, yeah.
Okay.
At least 5. And Rob Gronkowski, he's still doing it for
is.
the Bucs, even though he's in that Patriots
What's the
uniform
one
down there.
thing?
It took a little time.
The
this
one
year.
thing that's different is Gronkowski had those couple injuries.
Yeah.
And that is what he had those injuries, his third year, his fourth year in the league, and that's what tore him down. Kelce hasn't had those injuries.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, who do you think has a bigger game, or a bigger? Well, I would say statistical wise, it's easy to say who's going to have a bigger game, but who's going to have the biggest impact on the game?
I think it's going to be Gronk because they haven't been going to him big.
Yeah.
Haven't been doing that. I think he is going to play a much larger role here in the Super Bowl, and it's going to come down to the Bucs D. I mean, we saw Buffalo's defense. They weren't doing anything. They weren't chipping Kelce. They weren't doing anything.
They're letting him do his
They
thing.
were letting him just fly over. Guess who he is going to have chipping him this weekend, or 2 weeks? He's going to have JPP
Yeah.
and Shaq Barrett on those
You think
sides.
they're going to double him?
No, but they're not going to double him. But those guys have the presence and the know-how to chip him. They're going
And
to
disrupt him off the
they're
line.
not just going to let Kelce go out and run his route
Yeah.
and fake block. If he comes out trying to block them and then peel off for a pass, they aren't going to let that happen.
They did kind of I did kind of see some highlights saying like he was just like still wide open,
Yeah,
just not stopping him.
And how about Leslie Frazier? We're talking about people who are coaches that are better better coordinators. He is also one putting this Tampa Bay defense together, and they're just executing, guys. They're executing. So, but for me, I'm gonna say Gronk, just because I know that with 2 weeks to prepare, they're going to know that Mahomes, he still does it. I swear to God, I'm sitting on the couch and I can see it. Third down, he doesn't look anywhere else but number 87.
Why would you? I mean,
And he's such a good possession receiver, and he catches pretty much every ball that's thrown to him.
Gronk?
I'm going to go with Gronk.
Ooh.
But and so that is the number 4 point. Let's go to number 3. Now this one, the old goat and the new goat, possibly.
Kendall smile.
That's this kind of reminds me of when LeBron and Kobe were like supposed to meet in the finals, but LeBron didn't hold his end of the bargain and lost against the Celtics.
Yeah.
But like this is a passing of the torch, honestly. Or it could be a keeping of the torch.
Yeah, he could.
He
still
said,
control it
Brady
a bit.
saying, "Not yet,
Not
son."
yet. See,
One more year.
I'm still under the impression Brady's going to do like 3-4 more years. I mean, he is. Look at that. The Kendall smile. He can play until he's 45. That is the one guy that can do it. And they are 2-2 against each other. They showed that a lot yesterday in the broadcast. So they are 2-2 lifetime against it. This one will take it. So I mean, maybe Brady wins this one, and then retires and says, "Hey, you couldn't beat me when it counted, Patrick."
3 or 4 more years. Who you going with?
I'll go 4. I see Brady doing 4 more years. If the Bucs will have him, I could see Brady doing 4 more years. Even if the Bucs don't want him, I could see him being that rent. Hey, you looking for a Super Bowl and you need the quarterback here? I'll win you one.
Who you got?
Oh, I'm going Brady on this one.
Dude.
I'm going. He's gonna pull some magic out of his hat. Like it's gonna be like a 3rd and 28 that nobody thinks he's gonna do, and Brady's gonna come up with some hot call and boom. Brady has the magic.
Yeah, and I'd say too that Tom's never really had the weapons that Mahomes has had, besides the 1 year with Randy Moss and all of them. That's the only time he's had the same caliber weapons as Mahomes has, and he lit up the league record breaking season.
Almost went 19-0.
But I think that Andy Reid's starting to get up there. Who knows how long I think the weapons are more. Mahomes needs the weapons more than Brady does, and that's why I'm gonna say Brady, the overall GOAT.
Overall go. Nice.
And let's move on to the number 2. I think number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Look at this guy.
There
You know
he
what?
is,
Let's
the
put
walrus.
Let's
baby.
start putting Andy Reid. He's been known as the guy who almost did it for so long. You know what? We can honestly say besides Belichick, that Andy Reid might be the number 2 best coach in the past 20, 25 years. I mean, look at how many conference titles he probably definitely should have won one with the Eagles back in the day. Just couldn't make it happen. And now that he's over here with Kansas City, I mean, he's almost been there for almost 10 seasons now, or at least 8. I'd say at least 8. And you know, he's the one who's came in and turned this thing around with starting off with Alex Smith for the first couple of years, and then really making this team his, and like playing to Mahomes' strength. I mean, it's a perfect match.
Yeah. The only thing I will say on that one, maybe a 2A, 2B situation, Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Is the only one up there with that, because
Yeah.
Pete Carroll turned around that Seattle team and got them pretty much
yeah.
the same way. He went back to back or 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Lost that one because he decided to throw the ball when you have Marshall. That's a whole different story.
That's
But,
a whole
yeah. Andy Reid, like you said, he changed that culture in there. Everyone called him an idiot for getting rid of Alex Smith and going with Mahomes. And I mean, hey, Jason?
Yeah. Do you have any?
I mean, Reid, I was never a coach. I never followed coaches growing up, but I mean, he's always present and he was always there. But I would say Pete Carroll, I mean, besides Russell Wilson kind of throwing it in at the end, I thought he was going to win. That's who I had going.
Oh yeah,
And,
no, Pete
and
Carroll.
then let's remind the people at home too that Andy Reid also won Super Bowl as Brett Favre's quarterback coach.
Yep, he won that one in Green Bay. He did.
And then was he on?
He was
New England, and
he was a Mike Holmgren guy. Yeah, he's under that Mike Holmgren tree.
So he already has one Super Bowl, been to 4. Or this will be his 4th.
Yeah, this will be 4.
So let's see. Hopefully, we'll see the coaching battle that happens with that, and see if Andy Reid could get number 2 as the head coach.
He's
Shanahan?
turned it around because he was
Shanahan
in.
still present?
What's that?
Is Shanahan still present, or is it just his son?
It's just his son.
His son's down there.
But I mean, he's definitely helping him out.
Yeah, but
this
is their 3rd year in a row to make it there. What he did with the Eagles, to prove your point again, where he deserves up in that timeline, 2A, 2B. But he took the Eagles there, made it 1. This is his 3rd in a row from the AFC side.
Yeah.
They lost that one to the Patriots, and now they've been back-to-back AFC champions. So Andy Reid turning it around on the AFC side. He had to come to the AFC, and he's like, okay, I can go to.
Yeah, I can do this now.
I can do this again, the AFC, except I'm going to win them and get to the Super Bowl this time. So
Number 5.
And, last point.
Number 1.
Will the Chiefs repeat? And we kind of already went over this in our picks. Me and Josh are going Buccaneers, and Jay's going for the repeat.
Going for it.
When's the last time a team's actually won back-to-back?
it was the Patriots. I think it was. When was the last time they did it? It was the years before they lost to the Giants, because they were going for a 3-peat that year as well, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the Patriots, the last team to win back-to-back. So, I mean, winning back-to-back's the hardest thing in sports, and you can't tell me
especially in football,
because you're riding high after all the emotion and all the stuff that goes in it, and especially in football, because there's so many things that can happen. But let's go with Chiefs. I know we're starting to run out of time, so let's go into the schedule for this week.
We just got one. We gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. I'm gonna skip ahead.
Woo.
Steve Davis Show. Who's on, Josh?
Oh, tomorrow morning it'll be Ron Murphy, but tonight, real quick, if you skipped it, quick one. Clovis standout, Justin Webskowski tonight on Local Focus with Sebastian Noel. Check that out, 10 p.m. tonight.
And then the sports desk. We have Ed Nunez back, and it has Highlands head basketball coach Lonnie Neal.
What do we got next? Rundown.
The rundown. You saw it here. Rewatch it. Prime time.
And Local Focus.
Local Focus. There we go. We have him. It's going to be Justin Webskowski, one of the best running backs in the state. Check him out. He races Sebastian. So we'll see. Opening drive.
Yep.
Got him. And moving on.
To the point, Mick Rich. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Mick.
New one.
Rebecca Dowell.
Guessing. We'll be there.
All guessing, hosting that one. America Top Rep, Marty Watts, Ed Nunez.
What will they talk about?
Check the pipes.
Check them out. Game Face Live, Henry T.
Mike Romero was the guest today. We'll see who Henry's got for Wednesday.
Superstars.
And Flora Empowering Talk and Mending Broken Hearts. Those days are switched, so it's Tuesday for Mending Broken Hearts and Friday for Flora Empowering Talk.
Thanks for watching. Hey,
Peace, people.
Steve Davis tomorrow morning. Ron Murphy, NFHS Baseball Coach of the Year.
Ah, dang.